As I can recall, 0 deaths over the last 24 hours and the positivity rate very close to where the experts would like it to be at 5%. Currently it's at 5.5%, pointing to the general prevalence of COVID-19 in the population being very, very low, and that's the percentage of people tested who test positive. Now, with a number of 0, it could be argued there is no justification today, certainly for the national state of disaster, which brings us to our next story. South Africans are waiting to find out if the state of disaster will officially be lifted this week as the country marks the 2nd anniversary of the national lockdown on Tuesday. This could be the end of the process that was meant to contain the outbreak. During his State of the Nation address, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that government is planning to scrap the national state of disaster as the country enters what he called a new phase in the management of the pandemic.
The 5th of March 2020 will remain etched in the minds of many South Africans for years to come. This is when the then Health Minister Zweli Mkhize confirmed the first case of coronavirus.
In this case, this is a family member who has got a wife and children at home. When he came into the country, he did not have any symptoms and any fever. So at our port of entry, there was nothing untoward that was recorded about this particular individual.
But for many, the sustenance of this was hard to comprehend. That thought did not live long in their minds as the situation rapidly changed for the worst. This meant accepting the inevitable, from being able to interact as they wanted to now being socially restricted and living every day with a mask, something foreign to them. In response to COVID-19, after it hit South Africa's shores, government introduced nationwide lockdowns as a mitigating factor. This was in a bid to contain and combat the spread of the deadly virus. On the 15th of March 2020, President Cyril Ramaphosa declared a national state of disaster.
As a consequence, the National Coronavirus Command Council has decided to enforce a nationwide lockdown for 21 days with effect from midnight on Thursday, the 26th of March.
This meant regulations would be put in place to stop the further spread of coronavirus and minimize its infections, with anyone in violation fined or imprisoned.
It is a criminal offense.
The National Coronavirus Command Council was established to lead the country's plan to contain the virus. Fast forward to the year 2021, the infection of the virus kept rising in the country, and other nations globally were not spared. This meant one extension after the other. From 21 days initially to now 2 years, a clear indication that COVID-19 was a stubborn scourge hard to deal with. This meant the president would regularly update the nation about the progress of the fight against the deadly virus. The regular address would be known as family meetings.
The current circumstances require extraordinary measures to curb the spread of infections.
But after many months of struggle, a sigh of relief, a breakthrough as vaccines were introduced to fight the virus. But this also came with challenges, as many remained skeptical of quick vaccines. To date, about 42% of the adult population is fully vaccinated, but this didn't come easy.
There will be sufficient vaccine doses available for the rest of the year. We've made tremendous progress also in addressing the challenges we faced as a country and the continent.
While at the inaugural post-Sona presidential imbizo in Mahikeng on Saturday, the president continued to urge South Africans to vaccinate, saying the country is yet not out of the woods.
The state of disaster for the important thing we must vaccinate and ensure we are vaccinated.
The president also took time to get his booster shot.
No, I just wanted to jab me. Okay. Is it painful?
No, it's not painful.
Are you sure?
Meanwhile, The state of disaster is currently set to expire on Tuesday this week.
People should not stress too much about this. We are finding the best way possible of bringing a logical conclusion to this state of disaster.
This would be almost 2 years under the state of national disaster since it was declared in 2020. The Act provides that it can be extended by the Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Minister for 1 month at the time before it lapses. SABC News, Johannesburg.